This is Coach Tanner and Coach Ashley with Ironside Martial Arts. We're here to help the kids program with a few solo drills we can do while the gym's obviously closed. Basically what we're going to do is show you some solo exercises you can do with absolutely no partners. You can break them down into intervals by minutes or 30 seconds, 2 minutes, whatever you want. And then also upgrade or downgrade the amount of rest you want to have in between each one. Make it more difficult or make it easier. So for example, we might do a technique for 1 minute, rest for 30 seconds, and back onto another technique for a minute, okay? So, thank you. Okay guys, so actually the first technique that we're gonna go over today, or the first solo drill, is gonna be the shrimp. If you're a student of ours, you know what the term shrimp means. If not, I'm also gonna use another term, hip escape. Because realistically what you're trying to do is create space between your opponents so that you can move your hips back and recover your guard, or stand up, or whatever the case may be in a given scenario, okay? If you have enough space, what you can actually do is we can go up and down the mat like we do in class, whether it's a room, living room, whatever it may be. And I'm also going to show you a variation to where you can stay in one spot. So the first one is going to be shrimping down, actually on the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay flat on my back, I'm going to turn to my side, and then I'm going to lift my hips up off the ground using my foot and my shoulder, and then I'm simply going to push my butt back and create space. Boom. Just like this. I'll reset. I can go to the other side using my foot and my shoulder to lift my hips up again, push my butt back, and then I reset, and then just go back and forth. Boom. Okay, so you can move up and down just like that a few times, as long as it takes you through that minute or 2 minutes, whatever it is your interval may be. Now if you want to do it stationary, very simple. I'm just going to sit on my butt like this, okay, lay down. What I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on my side like I would do the regular shrimp. But what I do is once I lift my hip up off the ground and I create that space, I'm just going to bring it right back, okay? So this is going to require a little bit more core strength and mobility. Same thing, I'm going to turn on the other side, put my pressure on my shoulder and my foot. I'm going to lift my hip up, I'm going to shrimp back, and then bring it right back, okay? So it's hard to do, very slow, so what I'll do is I'll speed it up here in real time. Boom. Awesome, so that's the first drill, guys. Hey guys, we're gonna go over the second technique here. I have Coach Ashley actually show you guys how to do it. This is just a basic bridge, but this is designed specifically for jiu-jitsu, okay? So some of you guys may know a wrestling bridge or another alternative, but this is one that is specifically going to be translated to jiu-jitsu, okay? Simply all she's going to do is she's going to lay flat on her back with her heels as close to her butt as she can. She's going to have her elbows to her body, and she's simply just going to put her weight on her heels and her back, and she's going to start to bridge up, and she's going to choose a side. So she's going to do one side, she's going to come back, and then she's going to do the other side. Boom. She's going to go back, other side again, go back, and then one more time, guys. Boom. Perfect. Hey guys, this is the next technique. This is going to be a hip up drill so that you can practice and visualize your triangles and how to really elevate your hips and lock your legs around your partner in an effective way so you don't get tired doing so in a live scenario, okay? So simply all I do is I lay flat on my back like this. I'm gonna keep my elbows to my body like I always do, right? And what I'm gonna do is just bring my hips up off the ground by elevating them forward over my head, and then I'm gonna snatch my triangle up. So I'll come here, hips up. As I do that, I come here, boom, and I lock my legs, okay? And just go back and forth, side to side. And as you get better, it'll become easier, and your core will not get so tired, okay? So just like this, boom. And as you get better at it, you can lift your hips up higher and higher, just like that. Okay, one more time in this direction. Okay, same thing. I'm just going to roll back. I'm going to elevate my hips and lock up my triangle. Boom. Okay. Boom. Just like that, guys. Okay guys, this is the next solo drill for you guys. This is going to be an X-choke exercise. If you're a student of ours, you know what the X-choke is. Some people call it the cross-collar choke from close guard, whatever it may be. Again, we call it the X-choke. This is a great exercise for visualizing, grabbing the collar, pulling it to you, not only using just your hands, but your feet and your core as well, okay? So this is a great exercise for engaging your core, but also for visualizing how to do a proper X-choke, okay? So Coach Ashley is going to show us how to do it, okay? She elevates her feet off the ground. She's engaging her core, so she's allowed to only have her butt on the mat. What she's going to do is she's going to reach up like she's grabbing a collar. She's going to pull it back using her feet and her hands, keeping everything tight. Boom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Thank you. Okay guys, the next solo drill you guys can do at home is going to be what's called a hip heist, okay? This can be translated to escaping grips from if somebody's behind you holding your waist in wrestling, or JIU-JITSU, or even you know, drilling a knee drive or something like that. That's what we do a lot for the kiddos. So how this drill works, Coach Ashley and I are going to show you guys how to do it. So basically what you do, you start out on all fours. We're going to put our hands on the mat and our feet like we're up in a bear crawl position. We always want to have our head up, okay? Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my right leg. I'm going to sit it through to the other side and replace the hand that was on the mat. Now the one that was on the mat is going to come up to my body, and my elbow is going to touch my ribs, okay? Now I'm going to come right back. Back in the bear crawl position, my head is up. Now, same thing with the other foot. I'm going to slide my left foot through now, replacing my right hand. My right hand comes up and brings my elbow to my body, and then I can come right back. Now we're going to speed it up a little bit. Right side, boom. Left side, boom. Right side, boom. Left side, okay? Now what's very important about this drill is that you have to open up your chest and you have to be looking forward and up. You cannot be looking at the mat, okay? Remember students, body always follows the head. Do not look down. Okay guys, this next solo drill, now we're gonna work our way up to our feet a little bit to try to keep the blood flowing and keep things moving really, really well. We also don't want to forget that every match does start from our feet, right? I'm gonna go over basically how to penetrate on your feet. We call it a penetration step or a kick step, okay? So what I do is I get in a good stance, okay? So I'm starting out square. Coach Tanner, I'm right-handed, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my right foot forward a little bit, and now I'm in what's called a staggered stance, okay? My feet are together, I'm square, now I'm staggered, okay? What I'm gonna do is drop my butt, not bring my chest down, I'm gonna drop my butt, I'm gonna bend my knees. All I do is I bring my back foot, my trail foot, to my front foot, and then I push off, boom, just like that, okay? One more time, okay? I'm gonna square stance, I'm gonna bend down a little bit, bring my lead foot forward, drop my butt, I'm gonna change levels a little bit, now I'm gonna kick step, my trail leg comes to my lead leg, 1, and then I push off 2, just like that. You can do it up the mat, okay? You can start backwards, yeah, you can do side to side. So I'm here. But now from this direction, okay, another angle. See how I'm square? Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring my lead foot forward. I'm gonna bend my knees, changing levels here a little bit. I'm gonna bring my trail leg to my front leg, and then I'm gonna push off, okay? So this is really where the power comes from here. So I'm coming here, boom, okay? To close the distance, okay guys? Good. Hey guys, this is the next solo drill that we're gonna do. This is a sprawling drill. This is a drill to visualize how you would actually defend against somebody trying to take a shot on you with a leg attack sort of takedown variation, okay? The first one, we're gonna go over a very simple way to do this, okay? Coach Ashley and I are gonna demonstrate it. I'm gonna do it from this angle and she's gonna face the camera. Same thing, I'm gonna get in my staggered stance, okay? So my lead foot's gonna be forward, a little bend in my knees. How we would do this simple one, I'm gonna start out slow and then we'll speed it up real time. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drop down, put my hands down on the mat, I'm gonna throw my hips back, boom, and I'm gonna spread my legs, and then I'm gonna imagine that I have a belt buckle and I want it to touch the mat, okay? So then we're gonna come right back up. We're gonna stance it again, lead foot forward, okay? Good posture, and then go. We're gonna sprawl, put our hands down on the mat, throw our hips back, boom, just like that. Belt buckle touches the mat. We're gonna come back up. One time, real time, and sprawl. Okay, now the second part will be a little bit more advanced variation of that. Realistically, if somebody's taking a really good shot on you, we want to make sure that we can defend and really get our hips back in an explosive manner. Okay, so same thing, she's going to face the camera. I'm going to do it from this angle. We're going to be in a staggered stance, lead foot forward. Okay, good posture. I'm bending my knees. I'm going to put my hands down on the mat. Now, instead of just putting my belt buckle down to the mat, what I need to do is I want to turn my hip, boom, to hit the mat. Okay, so this leg's out with my toes down, and then this one is up on the mat. And I'm gonna come right back up, boom. Okay, one more time, hands down, throw your hips back, rotate your hip inward, boom, sprawl, just like that. Right back up. One time, real time, go, sprawl. I lost my balance. So now I'm going to show you guys a small clip of what you should be visualizing while doing these techniques. Again, we're all doing these things so they can be functional for our training, so when we come back we're not so far behind. Okay, so we did our shrimps. Okay, again, what I want you to visualize is that your partner is on top of you and all you're trying to do is create space. Okay, so same thing, we just hip up, drop our leg, we shrimp out, and we create space. That's it. That's all you guys want to be thinking about while you're doing these drills. The next technique, or the next clip that I'm going to show you guys a visualization of is the bridges that we did. Same thing. If our partner's on top of us and they're just maybe just holding us, or even to begin our shrimp, we might have to do a small bridge, okay, to create that space between our partner, okay? Or if say that our partner is in the full mount position, so go ahead, right? She's got me in the full mount position, right? And maybe she doesn't have a good base or good posture. I feel like I could bump her over. Again, that's where the bridge is going to come into play. All right, guys? So, again, visualize that while you're doing this technique at home. So the next technique was the hip up drill that we were doing so that we could elevate our hips and we could lock up our triangles really good. For us to close that distance on our partner, we have to elevate our hips. That's why it's called a hip up, right? So it's just so you can visualize what you're doing while you do this solo drill at home. Is just like this. If I have my partner and I can break their posture a little bit and I open them up, you see how once I open this up, I hip up, just like that. See how there's space between my hips and the mat? And now my triangle's locked up here in a good diamond position so that I can start to advance my submission. Okay, so the next technique that I want you to visualize is the X choke, or the cross collar choke from the closed guard position, okay? So Coach Ashley is going to show us what you should be visualizing while you're doing this solo drill at home, okay? So she's going to go ahead and reach up and grab my collars. Now when she has both of them really tight, she's going to pull using her knees and her hands to pull me to her and tap, just like that, guys. The next one that I want you guys to visualize, again, maybe in wrestling or another grappling sport, they do a hip heist for another reason, and again, what we were trying to do is translate it to a knee drive so that you guys, the students, could understand how to turn that hip down and create that angle without losing your balance and without creating too much space in your partner. So how we had done it in class, we would step forward, boom, just like this. I get my underhook and I slide through just like this. That's what you guys want to visualize while you're actually doing the hip heist technique at home by yourself. Another angle here. You guys can see, watch how my hip turns once I make that final step here. So this one is going to be, I want you guys to be visualizing while you're doing your kick step or your penetration step, whatever you guys want to call it. You want to visualize that you're closing the distance between you and your partner so that you can get that solid takedown, okay? So what I'm going to do is, see how my partner's standing here just like an atom? All I do is in a staggered stance, boom, kick step, and I close the distance just like that, guys. That's what you need to visualize. So, last one, I want you guys to visualize what you're doing while you're sprawling. Again, we're defending a takedown or a leg attack variation from our feet. As simple as just a single leg or double leg takedown, okay? So, I shoot it on Coach Ashley, boom. She sprawls back. As you can see, I have to catch myself with my other hand. if I have both hands locked up, you can see there's a lot of space between the hand that's on her leg and my body, so that makes my arm really, really weak. The farther my arm gets away from my body, the weaker it is, okay? One more time from another angle here. Same thing, okay, I shoot in, boom, boom, she's pulled back. Now, my grip is really, really weak and she's gonna be able to advance her position.